Hey, hi. Welcome to one thing I'd change about every single zombies map from World at War to Black Ops 4. I'm not doing Cold War because halfway through I realized this was going to take a long time and I would have to talk for even longer. And I'm already talking enough, so, you know, we're going to go through this right now. We're going to lay down some ground rules. We have a couple of maps in this list that I will call safe, as in I won't change a single thing about the map because I think it doesn't need any changes. It's going to get a little controversial in here. I'm going to be completely honest, so please yell at me if anything is controversial or you disagree, because that dislike button doesn't work anymore. Thanks, YouTube. You guys make great ideas, fantastic ideas, and we're going to start everything off with the obvious first choice, the first zombies map. Can we just go to Nocturne? Just go to Noct. Oh, Tog Der Toten. You know, on paper, right? I wouldn't change a thing about Tog Der Toten, but if I'm going to be honest to you, I will not lie to you. The one thing I'd change about the map is the spawn rate in the early rounds. It will take you half a century to get to round 5. You could grow a beard, you could have a family, they could have a family, and they could have a family before you even reach round 5. It takes so long. The spawn location is so far away from the map. You could probably go make a sandwich, eat it, and come back and you'll get 2 zombies at the window. That's the only thing I'd change. Other than that, it's a pretty solid map. I think I'll take it. Now, we have a problem with our next one. That's Verruckt, so, you know. Verruckt. The one thing I change about it is the gun that I'm holding right now, the Springfield, the most terrible weapon I have ever used in any zombies map ever. This thing is so terrible. You do more damage if you picked up the gun and threw it at the zombie. Because on round 2, or if you're really unlucky, no, I'm pretty sure it is round 2. This sniper rifle does not one-shot headshot, not even one-shot body shot on round 1. You just saw my frustration in this Springfield. This Springfield is the worst gun in zombies. I would rather use the jet gun, and that is saying a whole lot because the jet gun is terrible, and we will get to transit eventually. Look at this terrible sniper. It is the sad excuse for a sniper. We'll be here all day if we keep this up, so I would prefer if we can go to just Shinonuma. Please, move on to Shinonuma. Oh, Shinonuma. Home of the round 10,000. And I only have one gripe about it. It's the water. I sound like a broken record, because that's all I talk about when anybody ever asks me if I have an issue with Shinonuma. It's the water. The water is the slowest thing I've ever walked through. I feel like I have mud up to my waist. You should not be able to move this slow in water, not to mention it's bulletproof. This water is bulletproof. What kind of game are we playing where water is bulletproof? World at War. Couple issues with World at War. Not that many. The water in Shinonuma is one of them. And I would like to never deal with water like this ever again in my life. So, I haven't even opened Vanguard's version of Shinonuma, so for all I know, there could be water there too, and I might have the same problem. I'm gonna go on a rant. Can we move on, please? Can we move on? Please move on. Oh, Derice. I would call it a perfect map. I just have one gripe. It's very tedious gripe. It's this absolute death hallway that we have right here. There is absolutely no reason to have this. I want it removed. gone forever. That's all I gotta say. The map's good. Get this hallway out of here. We move on to Black Ops 1. Move on. Kino Der Toten. We have made it to, well, would I say the prime of zombies? No. At the time, yes. And I've thought about it for a while now. I've sat here and I've tried to pinpoint what would I change about Kino? What's the one thing I could change about Kino? I could be very picky and I could just say remove the crawlers, but I'm not going to be picky because the crawlers aren't even bad. So I think after thinking long and hard about the map, we might have our first safe map. So we're going to mark down Kino Der Toten as our first safe map. We have made it. We have one safe map. Thank God it has been saved for Kino. I have nothing else to say about Kino. It's a safe map. I change absolutely nothing about it. It's perfect. Not perfect, but it's perfect. Now, as for the other one, 5, you're just going to see it right here. I want the Pentagon Thief to stop being a track star. You cannot outrun this man to save your skin. This man runs faster than round 200 zombies on BO4, and that is fast. This man runs 5Ks in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evenings, and in the middle of the night. Every single day of his life, he has stamina forever. And I'm pretty sure Stamina can't even keep up with this. He is so ridiculously fast. And when he steals my guns, I have quite the issue catching him sometimes. And when I do catch him, I get my nice little fire sale. I know I'm gonna have to keep talking over this fire sale, or else I'm gonna get copyright strike because Treyarch hates me. Can we please move on from the map? Because I do not want to deal with another copyright issue. There's our friendly pig that if you kill, you're an asshole. Please move on from the fire sale music. I am going to cry. Maybe I'll just mute it. Maybe I'm yelling at the map for nothing. Nah, I'll just talk over it. If I get hit with the claim, I get hit with the claim. Ascension. So, I would call it perfect. I have no issues with it. I just have one slight issue. And you're going to see my perks right now. I have a problem with how spread out the perks are. I also have a problem with being good at this game. But we don't talk about it. We are not going to talk about my down there. We're not going to talk about it. You get the point. Stamina Up and PhD are so far away from each other. And then if you add Speed Cola and Jug into the mix, every perk is so spread out. And when it's the monkey round, you cannot save anything. Unless you get a nuke prior to it. But no one's that lucky. At least PhD's still fun. But the perks are a little spread out. You know, they're just a little spread out, which I guess adds the challenge. I guess you can call me a bad zombies player, but I don't care what you think. We'll just move on to the other map. Call of the Dead. The other map that was not in Chronicles, by the way, which is very sad. Very, very sad. However, with that being said, after also thinking about this one long and hard, Call of the Dead, I could be very picky. And I could say, we could use a better wonder weapon. The VR11 is terrible. But we have a scavenger, which is literally a better wonder weapon. So I really can't say that. So, and George Romero is a good boss. So, Call of the Dead is our second safe map. I can't believe I just said that. Call of the Dead is our second safe map, and I would change absolutely nothing about it. I think it's perfect just the way it is. Now, other maps on this list are not perfect. And we have a very great example for one of them. You know, show it to me. Shangri-La. I mean, do I even need to say it? If you've played Shangri-La with people, you know exactly what I'm going to say. The one thing I would change about Shangri-La is to get rid of the baby gun. It is the worst wonder weapon I have ever... You should see the look on your face right now. You really think I meant that one? No. Baby gun is a great wonder weapon. The Pack-a-Punch system is terrible. In order to get Pack-a-Punch with multiple players in your game, you have to have every single player stand on one square around the map at the same exact time. You cannot coordinate this in a public game. It is impossible. I've done it one time, and I've never done it again. It is impossible. You'll never Pack-a-Punch on Shang, ever, unless you are with your friends or you're by yourself. Otherwise, it is impossible. Good luck hitting round 20 with non-Pack-a-Punch weapons on Shangri-La. Get me off the map. We need to move on, or else we're going to be here for a long time. Moon. I think we all know. The RNG of Moon is not the greatest. It's not fun if you're doing the Easter egg. Casual map. It's beautiful. It's amazing. But if you're doing the Easter egg, the RNG is terrible. You need to get the wave gun. Then you need to get the Gersh devices. Then you need to get rid of the Gersh devices and get the QEDs. Then you need to get the Gersh devices again. I say, if I had to change one thing about Moon, is give us a quest to get the QED. I don't know how difficult that would have been years ago. But box luck in Moon is against you. Unless you get lucky on your first spin and you get, like, you know, the Gersh devices. But other than that, give me, like, a quest to get the QEDs. Because relying on the box is not very good. But we're done with Black Ops 1. Oh my god, we made it through Black Ops 1. We have a lot of problems with BO2. Where do I start with transit? I mean, there are a million things I could say. I could say, like, the one thing I like about transit is TED. I love TED. But it's the power system. In order to turn on power, you have to put a turbine down at that powered door, pray it doesn't break, and run all the way to town and throw 2 grenades inside of this bank to bust open both of these vault doors. And if your luck is really against you, you'll finally open it and realize it's not open, and you have to go get a whole new turbine, which is on the other side of the map. Then you have to go to the other side of the map again, put the turbine down in the same spot, and run all the way back to town and pray that it's open this time. And if it's not open, you have to run all the way back and get another turbine to run all the way back to power, put the turbine back down, and then run all the way back to Pack-a-Punch and pray that it's open. It is the worst Pack-a-Punch system I have ever seen in a game, in a map, in anything I've ever done. I would rather run ass naked through barbed wire. That sounds like it would be more fun than trying to get Pack-a-Punch on transit. But enough ranting about transit. I have to rant about other maps. And we have a lot of ranting to do. So transit, you're spared. For now. For now. This map, however, is not going to be spared. Listen, I understand that there are some people that like it. Pat, there are some people that love Nuketown Zombies. It is one of their favorite maps of all time. You're psychotic if you think that, but I think that the perk system on Nuketown is terrible. If luck is on your side, you'll get Jug on round 4. And then you can be the most happy, jolly Nuketown player ever. But if your luck is absolutely terrible, you will get Jug on round 25. And by the time Jug drops, you'll probably be on a different map. Because it never dropped for you. Because you died. So pray that luck is on your side, that you get Jug on round 4 or 6. Anything less than round 15 is A-okay, because Jug on Nuketown is a blessing. It's not guaranteed survival, but it definitely increases your chances of surviving this map for longer than, you know, 15 minutes. Otherwise, you'll wish you died earlier after waiting for Jug, because you'll probably down enough times to get rid of quick revive, and then by the time Jug drops, I need to move on. I'm starting to rant about Nuketown, and I need to move on to the next map. Maybe I could stop ranting. The ranting doesn't stop. Oh my god, the ranting does not stop. Die Rise. Do I have to say it? There. That perk right there. That perk that's not in this map. PhD Flopper. I don't care what anybody says about Die Rise. Without PhD Flopper, this map is terrible. It is fall damage. The map. You will die, or it will be the cause of your death. Fall damage will kill you in this map. If it doesn't kill you on the fall, what hits you after you fall will definitely kill you. It makes you just want to, you know, jump off a building forever. Mob of the Dead. The savior to Black Ops 2. The thing that makes Black Ops 2 more playable than it probably should be. I don't even need to say it. It's a safe map. Mob of the Dead is safe. I changed nothing about it. And I'm sure in a couple years, we will definitely get a remaster for the map. That's totally not a remake. I really hope that they never remake this map. And if they do, man, I really hope it's good. And I'm getting flashbacks. I'm trying to hold that smile, but I know what map is coming up. But for now, Mob of the Dead is a safe map, and I changed nothing about it. I think it's perfect. So you could fight me on that one if you want, but I will strongly disagree. Mob of the Dead is perfect. As for other maps, some maps are not so perfect, but they're close to perfect. Close to perfect is very, very much the understanding of trying to describe Buried. And I tried to pick every single way to pick apart Buried to see what I would change. And honestly, after playing it again, I'd probably change how many buildables that there are. You have a turbine, a head chopper, a subsonic resonator. You have I can't think of the name. Trample steam. There it is. Thank you. Yeah, you could tell how much I build the trample steam on Buried. And then if you're doing the Easter egg, you have the table in spawn, and then you have to build either Maxis' side or Richtoff's side. There is a lot to build on this game. Sorry, on this map. If I wanted to build so much, I would open up Minecraft, build forever, and I'd be very happy. Now, granted, when you build everything on Buried, however everyone says it, I say it both ways. It's a really fun map, especially if you get the Paralyzer super early. Look at the Paralyzer on round 4. This is unfair to every zombie ever. Other than that, I think there's too many buildables. That might just be me. Not to mention the chalk counts as a buildable. There is a lot to build on Buried. Otherwise, I'd change nothing about it, and I think it's fine. So, too many buildables. Origins. We've made it to technically the end of Black Ops 2, but the beginning of Black Ops 3. And I don't even need to say it. Origins, safe map. You can throw it up there right now. Origins is a safe map. Change nothing about it. I have no issues with it. Not even the mud. And that's very odd because of how picky I am of Shinonuma's water. I'm very okay with the mud, because we have stamina up, and you can move through it faster, and you don't get stuck ever. Unless you get stuck on a zombie, but you don't get stuck ever. The map is, well, perfect? No. Is it pretty close? Yes. Is it a safe map that I would change nothing about? Exactly. So Origins, safe map, and we can finally move on to everybody's favorite zombies game. Please hit me with the intro. Shadows of Evil. Our perfect map. It's not safe. Shadows of Evil is not safe for one reason. It needs a harder boss fight. I think the Shadow Man is way too easy on Shadows of Evil. It's actually kind of laughable how easy it was. When we first did it, when the game first dropped, it was kind of difficult. But if you do it now, it's literally the easiest thing ever. You could do it with your eyes closed, which if you're able to aim that well with your eyes closed, I'm concerned with how you play multiplayer and every other shooter ever. But I think the Shadow Man is just too easy. I think I would have taken anything that was harder than that. But other than that, I changed nothing except for the harder boss fight. We need a harder boss fight. The Shadow Man is far too easy, and I don't know what I would put, but I think fighting a Margwa is much harder than fighting the Shadow Man. Enough said. Next map, please. I don't even need to say it. I'm not even gonna say it. We went over this. I'm just gonna let the game say it for me. Yeah, so I'm glad we got that out of the way so we can experiment with Der Eisendrache. DE, essentially. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. I'm not going to lie to you. If you think I'm going to mark DE as a safe map, I have to just tell you one thing. You're really good at guessing because you're goddamn right. DE is a safe map. I think the map is perfect for BO3. I think it fit BO3 perfectly. It has a good Easter egg. It has 4 good wonder weapons. Some people call it Origins 2.0. I cannot understand why. I understand exactly why we call it Origins 2.0. We have a good specialist weapon that's not called the Annihilator. That thing is trash. We have a shield that sucks, but no one uses the shield as a weapon. We use it as a shield. So, it's fine. The boss fight is well, it's not hard. It's easy now if you know what you're doing. But it's the right amount of difficult, you know? 5 panzers at once would make me panic as well if I was brand new to it. It still makes me panic to this day, so you know, I'm okay with that. Other than that, safe map, change nothing about it. Except for maybe that, you know, Mr. Noah J. drop a firebow tutorial one of these days. I would be a very happy man and I could finally build the firebow for once. It's about time. Setsubo no Shima. Now, personally, right, I wouldn't change a thing. I personally love Setsubo no Shima. It's one of my favorite maps that I've ever played. But I'm not gonna act like it's not a problem. I think we needed a better Easter egg quest for this. The absolute collectathon that you go through on this map. Not to mention, you need a gobblegum to complete this Easter egg. As I was recording this, I was not level 10. Which means I did not have anywhere but here. The gobblegum that you need to complete it, it's stupid. You shouldn't need a gobblegum to be an Easter egg, but here we are. That's my only problem with it. The boss fight, it's fine. Using anywhere but here as a guarantee, like as a requirement, no. Terrible idea. Should have been different. Next map, please. Garad Krovy. The best map in BO3. That is definitely an argument to be had. because it could be a toss-up between DE, Shadows, and GK. I call GK the best, but that's just me. What would I change about GK? I could definitely tell you that the nuke step is definitely too difficult, but it's not too difficult if you just pause every single time the location pops up and write it down. It's literally not that hard. A piece of pen and paper, not that hard. So because of that, because you're able to pause the game, I think GK is a safe map. We're gonna mark GK as safe. I changed nothing about it, and I think it's perfect the way it is. So if you disagree, please yell at me. I would love to hear what you would change about it. And if you say the nuke step, I will throw a pen at you. And I hope you have paper. Now, I would throw my entire soul at people that would not change something about this map. It's not the boss fight. I'm not going to go with it should be a harder boss fight. I was gonna do that, but I think we should replace the bone step. The bone step is the most random, pointless Easter egg step I have ever seen on BO3. I was gonna say in all of Zombies, but we have a couple of pointless Easter egg steps in other maps. But the bone step is the worst step on Revelations. It really just kills your entire feeling and vibe. The entire happiness that you go into when you open the map just dies when you hit the bone step. It is stupid. I don't like it. And I think it should have been replaced with something completely different. I don't know what you could have replaced it with, but anything other than shooting bones and then shooting the bone with the apothecant servant. As you can see, I couldn't find the bone because I don't remember where the bone was. I hate the step. Should have been different. Next game, please. Oh my god. Voyage of Despair. Listen, what would I change about this map? The entire Easter egg. The entire thing. There is not one point in this Easter egg where you are doing anything that involves the Titanic. The only thing that you do on this map that involves the Titanic is touching an iceberg. That is it. In the words of our good, beloved content creator, Mr. T. Lexify, why are we shooting planets on the Titanic? We're shooting planets on the Titanic. As you can see, I shot every planet out of pure frustration of this step just to show you how many planets you have to shoot and where they are and how ridiculous this thing is. Because not only do you have to shoot the planets, you have to go to their exact spots and pick up an orb, which the zombies love to just hoard around. I think it's stupid. Why are we shooting planets in the first place on any zombies map? I don't know. It should have been a different step. Get me out of here. Move on from the map before I start yelling about planets for 20 minutes. Move on, please. Ah, 9. It is one of the few maps that were built for Black Ops 4. And it's gonna go down as BO4's first safe map. We have a safe map. 9 is built for Black Ops 4 and the Black Ops 4 system. I would change nothing about it. I could change Raw's Easter egg step, but it's really not that hard. It's just frustrating when you have, you know, the rocket launcher and you fail the step 14 times and you end up doing the boss fight on round 44. But other than that, the map is fine, because then you get to fight 2 elephants. Who doesn't want to fight 2 elephants? That sounds sick. And then you do the Easter egg, and then boom, everything else is fine about the map. Map is safe. Map's perfect. It's fine. Black Ops 4. This was Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4's perfect map. Speaking of perfect maps, this is not one of them. I, for the past 3 years, have been attempting this Easter egg solo. I have attempted this Easter egg over and over and over and over by myself since launch. And I can tell you right now, as I am speaking right now, I've completed it for the first time 2 days ago. In 2022, this game came out in 2018. And I just completed the Blood of the Dead Easter egg for the first time in 2022. So what would I change about Blood of the Dead? A much less tedious Easter egg. This is, what you're watching right now is the first time I've beaten all 5 trials, ever. I refuse to play the Easter egg with other people. I wanted to do it solo because that's what I felt I needed to certify myself as a good zombies player, was to beat Blood of the Dead once and for all by myself. Just get it done finally. It took me years to finally do this, and we finally made it. 3 years of this. The trials are a little tedious. The Morse code step is honestly not that bad now that we found the easier way to actually do it with the docks. Thank God that there are buoys in the water that tell you the actual Morse code. That makes life so much easier. The Simon Says step, where I have to pull out my notebook and write down symbols that I have to remember, and then I have to write down more symbols that I have to remember, and then I have to, in the middle of round 27, do shield blasts on a ghost that I have to wait for. This Easter egg is horrible, and it's difficult. It's the hardest thing I've ever done in any game ever. I'm glad it's finally over, so I will never have to attempt it ever again in my life. It's so tedious and difficult. If you do not get monkey bombs before round 17, I'm not saying it's impossible, but your chances of completing the Easter egg go down rather quickly past round 17. If you wait until that slamming Brutus until round 17, it's going to be the most painful experience of your life. So I'm glad that we found a way to make Brutus break open the wall at a much earlier time than round 17, because this Easter egg is so tedious and difficult. I would rather play Voyage of Despair forever than to do this Easter egg one more time. And you know, now that it's over, I could just hit round 100 on it. So I'm very happy that I no longer have to deal with the Easter egg anymore. I will never do it again. Unless somebody paid me millions of dollars to do it again. So I'm going to let Richthofen take this one. What does Richthofen have to say about me? You know? And failing that I gave him my soul finally. See, Richthofen's never sorry. Richthofen's never sorry. Classified. I don't even need to say it. I don't even need to say it. We have an Easter egg that is not accessible to most zombies players. The only way to complete the classified Easter egg is to hit round 150. On launch, that was impossible, because the game would crash at around round 15 to round 30. It was impossible to even think of round 150, let alone round 40. So, and now that it's all fixed and we don't blue screen anymore, or our games don't crash for any other reason that is ridiculous, it's still very difficult. Round 150 is still very difficult, and the strat is to just sit in a corner with a shield. That doesn't sound that bad, actually, but it still takes hours and hours of your day. Not everyone has the time to hit round 150 on this map. I do, and I still haven't done it yet, but at least the map has a good jump scare. Dead of the Night. The most forgotten zombies map ever. It's the map that has no trailer. It had no promotions. It just sort of dropped on our heads one day and said, here you go, here's a zombies map. Like, oh, Okay, we have a new zombies map. I didn't hear anything about this map, but I'm gonna try it. And honestly, after playing it numerous times over and 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 over, I think Dead of the Night is a safe map. The Easter egg is fun. It's not too hard. The boss fight is way too easy. That's a good thing. I'm not saying like we should change it to be harder. I think killing the boss with a knife only was the most fun thing I've ever done. It's probably the funniest thing I've ever done. But other than that, Dead of the Night's a safe map. It's got a fun wonder weapon. It's got a fun Easter egg. The map is easy. It has a lot of cool secrets. I think it's cool. I think it's another map that was built for BO4. So I think it's a safe map. I think every map that's built for BO4 is a safe map. But let's move on. Speaking of maps that were built for BO4, Ancient Evil. We're just going to start it off right away by saying Ancient Evil is a safe map. The 4 gauntlets give you the most Origin feel ever since DE. And I think it's perfect. I think the gauntlets are some of the coolest wonder weapons we have ever had in zombies. If you disagree, please go try them out and go upgrade them. Use them to their full potential. I think they're amazing. The blood one is a little finicky, but once you upgrade it, it's not that bad. Plus, you need it for the Easter egg anyway, so you might as well love it or leave it. But the map is built for BO4's system, so I think it's a safe map, and I think it's perfect just the way it is. So we can finally mark down Ancient Evil as another safe map. Is it our last safe map? Well, we got 2 more maps to talk about being safe, but we'll get there. Ancient Evil, safe map. Mark that down. We are good. We have a safe map next. No. No. I'm sorry, but no. The map is not safe. I'm sorry. Alpha Omega is not safe at all. It should have been a much harder boss fight. You literally you literally grab Avogadro by the forehead and you throw him back into a pyramid and bing bada boom, that's it. You just push him. The entire boss fight, you just push him. He looks cooler, but he's not any harder than he was in Transit. So I think it could have just been more difficult. And I don't really want to talk about this map anymore. Can we move on, please? The final map of Black Ops 4, Tog Der Toten. Now, it's weird what I'm going to say about it. Some would disagree right off the bat. I'm going to change nothing about Tog Der Toten, but it's not a safe map. I think the one thing that I'd change about the map is not... It has nothing to do with the actual map. I think the ending cutscene, I don't know what was happening at the time, but the ending cutscene should have been an animated cutscene instead of a static comic book type cutscene. I think it would have meant a whole lot more to everybody that saw it, that has played it, that has played through this storyline and all of these maps, if we just got one more animated cutscene just to end off our beautiful storyline that we have, that we call Ether. Other than that, I think the map is just fine the way it is. I think it is a good remake. Our animation for the cutscene, not our favorite. But also, Shang is on Mars. Thank you. That's it. That's all the maps I got. I could have done Cold War, but this was going to take way too long, and I did not want to talk for that long. So, yeah, bad content creator. That's me. I know. I understand. But that's it. That was everything. That is one thing that I would change about every zombies map from World at War to Black Ops 4. We have a lot of safe maps, which honestly shocked me when I was going through it, because I was writing them down, and I was like, I can't change anything about some of these maps. It shocked me going through it as well, which this also went through multiple days. I had to get multiple different types of footage for multiple different types of maps, because I had to scrap a lot of it because I did not like the gameplay that I got. So please, I want you to I want you to please punch this thumbs up button, that like button, please save my soul. I'm gonna do this again with a different topic eventually, not anytime soon, unless you request something. But other than that, we're done. It's over. Laters.